did it. We made it to the Alien Earth finale. All of the Ice Age movies have led to this. A weaker man would have walked away a long time ago. Did I say weaker? I meant smarter. That's never been this guy's strong suit. I have painstakingly recrapped the entire Alien Earth season thus far, so I'm not pumping the brakes now. It all ends here until Alien Earth Season 2. But for now, let's finish things how we started. Together. Subscribe for Harry Potter quotes. Let's begin. We open on Mr. Krabs. He's probably looking for Eyeball Squidward, who I'm sure is going to be doing something really special on today's episode because we have cock-teased this guy for an entire season. He is the main character. I can't wait to see what they cooked up for Eyeball Squid. I can't wait. Guy in a xenomorph costume crawls over and checks out our poor dead Andrew. This alien has spent more time grieving over his body than his own wife did. Speaking of Andrew's wife, there she is. Now in hippie form, she's visiting the graves of the dead kids. Still no fucking idea why there is a grave for the dead kids on the $1 trillion company island. You would think they would want to avoid reminding folks that at one point there were little children that were murdered here, but I'm not the genius that's running this thing. Uh-oh, looks like scientist lady's gonna be seeing her husband real soon after all in hell, because the baby xenomorph, I'm calling it Blue from now on, has pulled up right alongside her, ready to pounce. It's truly a shame Dr. Lady doesn't know how to tame Blue using Owen's patented talk-to-the-hand motions. Fortunately for her, before Blue has a chance to pounce, poof, bink, he's struck in the head with a rubber bullet? I don't know what the fuck he was hit with, but he was booped on the head by a single precise shot, which is more than enough to scare the pup away. This was fired by one of the Stupid Side squad who's patrolling the area. We're told in some very messy exposition over a loudspeaker that several things are happening now. Number one, the communications on this island are down, cut off by Yutani. Somehow. They did this off camera. Number B, the synthetics have been put into a holding cell that can't actually hold them. If they choose to escape, they can. Perhaps this is just me spitballing, but maybe they could put the kids in restraints? You know, they somehow got them into the cell, do whatever they did to keep them unconscious while they're in there. I don't know. I mean, it's a $1 trillion company. You would imagine they have some sort of technology that could keep these $1 billion investments down. The trace situation at hand is there are 2 xenomorphs running amok, and they have been killing every security guard that gets in their way. Boy Cavalier, aka a Peter Panaby, is troubled by this, but he's still more interested in his new toy, the eyeball squid, currently residing inside of a CG sheep. Marcy and the other lost boys chat about how they died as children and they don't know what they are anymore. They're having an existential crisis. Welcome to the club! Keep in mind, they only came to this realization because they stumbled upon their own graves, something that only exists in order to move the story forward in the laziest way possible. I still have no fucking idea why they chose to put kids into adult bodies to begin with. And I'm starting to think we're never gonna really find a good answer for that. Let's press on. I saw past comments trying to defend this decision by saying, hey, having them be kids means they're innocent and naive, so they're able to be manipulated better, and they don't realize they have super strength and speed and blah, 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 blah. Bullshit! Yes, they do know, because in the very first episode, Marcy, the artist formerly known as Wendy, jumps off a giant-ass cliff without missing a beat. Zero hesitation, landing on her feet like a cat. Establishing they know they have super strength and speed. She even holds a couple kids up later on by her arms. And we do learn one of them downloads something at one point because they can hack into the Matrix and learn anything instantly. And then choose to never do this again. Not that Marcy needs to. She's already fully jacked into the Matrix, and she's gonna have some fun with those abilities now. One devious, naughty little thing she does is stop a conversation halfway through between Boy Cavalier and Timothy Olibot. Take that. scientist, doctor lady, whatever she is now confined to her quarters. Whilst in there, Marcy hacks into the Matrix again and starts playing old footage of her when she was a kid on death's doorstep, along with the other children that were interviewed by her. What is the point of this? What does this do to the poor woman? Slightly irritates her. Not much more. Morrow's back, baby! Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Ah, fuck, Hermit's here too. While these two hatch a plan to get out of their holding cell, we spend more time with the Disney Plus Space Marines. An elevator comes down and the doors open in front of them. Bing! Since these are highly trained idiots, they look at that and go, I didn't call the elevator. Let's go in. As soon as the doors close, this goes into chaos. A self-destruct mode fires up. Danger, danger, 30 seconds to self-destruct. What are we gonna do? Oh man, you gotta love a classic self-destructing elevator sequence. What? This is happening because Marcy's messing with them. After like 20 some seconds though, she gets bored of watching because, you know, she's 13. She starts swiping through the different monitors like she's an old man turning channels during a commercial break. Sorry to break it to you, Mars. There's nothing worth watching on any of those channels. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. She found her brother, which is gonna kick us into a flashback. A skitty-dee-dee, skitty-dee-dee, skitty-dee-dee. We see a young Marcy in hospice writing to her brother. Dear Josephina Hermatitis, oh, how I've missed your cries, your tears of love, your sympathetic ways. I can't wait to watch you on monitors when I get into a synthetic body and have super strength and speed and all the brain capacity one could possibly muster and then barely use it at all. I hope, as you read this, you cry like a little bitch. Exo, xenomorph. And as luck would have it, Joe does cry. As he does in every episode of Alien Earth. During this downtime, Morrow has concocted quite the plan to get out. He watches as an unsuspecting guard walks in circles like a dipshit. Do-do-do, just patrolling, scuba-dee-deep-be-doo. Morrow, using his intellect, pushes at the glass door, causing it to break open. I'm sure glad this checks notes. $1 trillion company doesn't have any sort of technology to lock up cyborgs, synthetics, aliens, or really anything they know they're gonna come into contact with. Timothy Olibot's in the lab, tinkering away at something completely inconsequential. He really just has to be doing something so Morrow can sneak up on him. No one has any urgency in this show at all. There are aliens running around killing everyone, but all of the upper management's just like, I'm gonna go talk to the eyeball squid some more. Why don't you work on some random ass piece of equipment in the lab? Surprise, motherfucker! Timothy Olibot knows Morrow's coming, and now we have ourselves a good old-fashioned cage match. It's hybrid versus cyborg, the moment we've all been waiting for. It's all led here, folks. And boy, how is it a battle for the ages. After a rousing 8-second fight, it would appear that Olibot has bested our cyborg. And frankly, puts a tear to my eye. Good night, sweet prince. It's been a long day without you, my friend. Kyle Chandler's daughter found a way to get that pay-per-view fight for free, and she has a front row seat to the action. All right, now that that's done, it's time for her to whistle for her pet Blue to come inside and play. Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 beep, beep, boop. Peter Pansy confronts the Lost Boys. Oh shit, I just now realized that female Ron Weasley is alive. I thought in the last episode, Hermit might have killed her, wasn't sure. She was kind of like foaming up and seizing. The synthetics are dead until they're not because they can just get Humpty Dumpty back together again. And apparently that happened. So I'm not even sure why Marcy blew a gasket over it. Lest we forget the end of last episode. What did you do? Anyway, Boy Cavalier starts doing his whole Neverland shtick again. Eventually it transitions to him killing his dad when he was like 6 or something. Just a bad hombre, just a bad seed. After this one-sided conversation is finished and Boy Cavalier tells all these kids that basically they're useless hunks of shit and he's manipulated them the whole time, female Ron Weasley punches the only guard in the room repeatedly in the face. And now Marcy wants to play a game of hide and go seek. I have to tell you, Boy Cavalier looks very concerned. I suppose I would be too if I just got done telling a bunch of super soldier children that they're glorified floor models. And I would doubly be scared if I didn't have a suit of Iron Man armor on or a way to stop these billion-dollar creations from murdering me. You know, like a kill switch, an off button, a trigger word. No, they don't even have a tried and true Amanda Waller explosive chip in the neck. This is truly the dumbest fucking company ever. Dr. Evil would look at these guys and go, really? Yeah, no, this dipshit decided in his infinite wisdom to spend a freaking fortune on Power Rangers, give them unlimited capabilities, and have no way to stop them if things go south. Well done, Boy Cavalier! Yay! Marcy splits the synthetics up. You go that way, you go that way, and nobody touches my brother. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was half expecting her to follow that statement with, but me. Bing! Speaking of her brother, we find him in Marcy's playroom, just standing around playing with one of her toys. He probably thought the animal was from the Ice Age films and was about to cry again, but was rudely interrupted by Baldy McGee. And I just can't help but notice this simp is standing around in a room after just escaping a holding cell, knowing that a lot of people have died, there are aliens running amok, and the whole place is on lockdown. But he's just on a little jaunt, going down memory lane, walking into empty rooms, caressing animals. What the fuck is this show? Baldy says, pump the brakes, sir. I'm gonna make an offer you should refuse. Come with me. You trust me, right? Yeah, come with me for sure. But before we can hear what that offer is, the show naturally has to go into dark mode for 8 full seconds. We then, for some reason, have this 2-minute long-ass shot slowly pushing into the doctor lady, looking out the window at the rain, just so we can have another stealth drop down behind her. There are so many stealth drop downs in this show, and none of them lead to anything satisfying. This one included. It's just female Ron Weasley doing a peekaboo, knocks her out, I guess. We cut to Dumb and Dumber, back in action. They find a soaking wet Timothy Oliphant on the floor after going on a milk bender. He tells them to tie up Morrow, who's not dead. Why? Why did Timothy Oliphant keep him alive? Unclear. But Harry and Lloyd reject his request. In fact, they decide to tie up Olibot instead. Team Morrow, baby! Not that any of this matters, because Timothy Olibot and Morrow are going to both end up in the same holding cell together with the others later anyways. All of this is just bullshit padding. Back with Baldy McGee, he's escorting the #1 Sid the Sloth fan into Boy Cavalier's chambers. Oh my fuck yes. You know what, folks? I take back any negative criticism I had about Alien Earth, full stop, because the show is finally delivering me what I wanted more than anything else in the world. And that's the eyeball squid burrowing itself into the socket of stupid Joe Hermit. Yes! And now, this is the only way I can achieve climax. And mamma mia, here we go again. Eyeball squid Spider-Man shot out of a cannon lunges at this poor bastard. And we got a slap fight to the finish. I don't want it. I don't like it. Hermit's trying to fend for his life and get this thing away from his eyeball. And the longer they tease me, the sweeter the payoff. I am half-mast right now. We have a socket. He's getting there. He's getting there. And so am I. It's gonna happen right fucking now. No! Marcy has entered the chat and she knocked Squidbilly on its ass. Thankfully, swole Professor X is now here and he's fighting Marcy off. He's like, move, bitch, get out the way. He chucks her ass across the room, but she does not stay down long. She Chun-Li bird kicks Eyeball Squid again and then freeze frames Baldy McGee. Like she's fucking Zach Morris calling a timeout in Saved by the Bell. I'm young. Eyeball Squid got away. Joe's eye socket remains untouched. Untentacled. I retract my previous statement saying that I retract all the negative comments. I hate this show! Marcy has a small conversation with Joe about why she thinks aliens are cool. Because they're honest. Oh, okay. Great. They're honest. Tell that to Newt's dead body, you piece of shit. She doesn't know Newt yet. This is a prequel or something. Let's just move on. Boy Cavalier walks through an obnoxious strobing room like he's entered a nightclub. But he is not alone. He's greeted by Marcy, Hermit, and Baby Blue. Some soldiers show up, but Marcy's like, shakaka. She commands Blue to kill the soldiers and avoid Boy Cavalier somehow. Her language has gotten really good. Boy Cavalier doesn't make it out of this unscathed, though. Hermit walks up to him and goes, welcome to Earth, and kicks him in the face. So I guess he did make it out of this unscathed because Hermit can't kick worse shit. The Paw Patrol makes their way into the lab. Why are these characters we're even following? And you guys are going to be very sad to hear this, but red-haired leader chick, she gets eaten by the giant sack plant. It's been a long day without you, my friend. We are now back where we started, on the beach with old dead Andrew. Eyeball Squid's there too, and he found a nice body for the socketing. You know what? We ended up getting that Weekend at Bernie's thing after all. It just came an episode later. The Yutani forces show up to retrieve their specimens. Marcy and the Lost Boys exchange final words with Boy Cavalier and his co-workers, now all imprisoned in one of those easily escapable prison cells. Boy Cavalier, keep in mind, full spread eagle. She tells him to his face that he was never a boy. He was always a gross, ugly man. And you'll never understand love or friendship. And I feel sorry for you. The episode ends with the Lost Boys looking for guidance, finding it with Marcy. What should we do now, boss? Marcy, without hesitation or moving her head to acknowledge the kids outright, looks stoically onward. Now, we rule. The adult and baby xenomorph are there too, hanging out on the side of the cage. The adult tips the hat. The baby, ding, winks with the eye that it doesn't have, but I'd like to think it's winking all the same. And we finally end this episode, as we end all episodes, with an out-of-place rock song. This time, it's Pearl Jam's Animal. And that's all, folks. What an experience! The xenomorphs did virtually no killing on camera. In fact, they were barely a threat at all. Their presence was virtually unknown. Even the much hyped Eyeball Squid didn't do jack shit. It just survived. That was its purpose. How exciting when a show really kind of builds up a creature. I felt nothing watching this episode, which I guess makes it a very consistent season. And as entertaining as it could be from a what the fuck were they thinking aspect, I feel very vindicated as it's wound down. There was a lot of people saying this would reveal itself later. People had way better theories online, giving this script way more credit than it ever deserved. After watching all this crap go down, I honestly feel like Timothy Oliphant. Justified. Alien Earth Episode 8 comes to a close, and with it, Season 1. It was sadly a very popular season, so we will inevitably get a Season 2 down the road, and I will be there to recrap it all with you. And to make sure we're on this journey together, please subscribe to Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can even join me on TikTok and Instagram. That way you won't miss an episode when it airs. I also, in the meantime, will have a bunch of movie reviews, movie commentary, live streams, and I will dip my toes in a few more TV shows coming up, such as the prequel to It, Welcome to Derry, which I'm actually really excited for. I think it looks really solid. I enjoyed the movies, so that helps. And I'm very interested in covering the Harry Potter HBO Max series that I imagine is going to be a shit show as someone who absolutely adores both the books and the previous films. I love me some Universal Studios Wizarding World, but we'll see. I will obviously give it a fair shot. I have a very bad feeling about it going in. But for now, I take my leave. If you really enjoy what I'm doing, you could also leave a super thanks right on this video. But I think it's only fair that I end this episode in the same vein as Alien Earth, with a random rock song followed by 8 seconds of darkness. Skin din din din, skin din din din. What I've done is skinny. Hey Ripley, are you okay? You okay? You okay, Ripley? You've been hit by bam bam. You've been struck by a smooth xenomorph. Skin din din din, ba ba bum bum, da da dun dun. Ow! If you appreciate my content, I am a one-man band. This is a ton of work, and you want a way to give back. Head on over to patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's tons of exclusive perks over there. Look at these awesome supporters so far. There's some of the best people on this planet, and you could be one of them. You could be right there alongside, and I would appreciate it.